Thank you very much, and loving welcomes from Australia. It's been wonderful to listen to what is happening in Europe, and you are much more advanced than we are here in Australia. But today I will give you a snippet from a different perspective of what is happening in Australia. So in the field of education, there are a handful of registered training organisations, we call them RTOs, that deliver the diploma and the advanced diploma of Ayurveda. My organisation, Equals International, has been training in Ayurveda now since 2008. And the system in Australia is that as a registered training organisation, we deliver programs that are government accredited. So we are fortunate in that the government has recognised Ayurveda at this point. So the Diploma of Ayurveda, and when we talk about it's competency-based training, and competency-based training in Australia is where students will learn by providing assignments, being able to talk, but mainly being able to show the practical application of what they've learned, and they are assessed against that. And so they have a placement in industry for a period of 12 to 200 hours. So the first program, the Diploma of Ayurveda, is for a lifestyle consultant. And that lifestyle consultant can give dietary advice and can do massage, Ayurveda massage, and not a lot more. The one thing that may be different in Australia in the training is that we train them to run and develop their own business. So the students that graduate from the Diploma of Ayurveda are then able to open a business. They would be fully accredited, and they would join an association where they would be able to obtain insurance for professional indemnity. And so they open their business and they advise on lifestyle. Then the next one, the advanced diploma, is for a period of 2 years, and that content is a little bit more where they can they talk about herbs, they can mix herbs, they can and so I'll just read out some of the units of study, which is a little bit different, I think, to what I've heard from the other colleagues here. So it focuses on establishing and managing client relationships, working with diverse people, managing the legal and ethical compliance, confirm physical health status, provide first aid. And these are delivered in the first instance, and then they go into the Ayurvedic units. And that is to make Ayurvedic lifestyle assessment, to provide Ayurvedic bodywork therapies. And then it is also about how to engage with other health professionals. So in Australia, the engaging with other professionals is important because Ayurveda is still new. The medical profession doesn't acknowledge it. So when we have clients, so if I go back, at Equals International, which is our registered training organisation, we have recently become a higher education provider, and we are looking to deliver the Bachelor, but I'll come back to that in a moment. We also have a health clinic, and we have Ayurveda Village. So when people come, we talk about their lifestyle, and they come with and present with ailments that allopathic doctors couldn't help them with. So we are looking to work with the allopathic doctors, and we're very, very careful not to go outside of the scope where we make claims that Ayurveda can cure what the allopathic doctors can't. There has been some issues in Australia regarding that. So Ayurvedic lifestyle consultant can talk about kitchen herbs, but they cannot talk about other herbs, Ayurvedic herbs or medicines. And the word medicine in Australia is not a good word to use because it makes claims, and the medical profession gets a little bit upset about it. So it is my personal belief that when Australia develops the Bachelor of Ayurveda, it will become more recognised and taken more seriously. So that is our hope, that we are able to gravitate towards that. So when you look at the diploma, the advanced diploma, and the bachelor comes after that. There is nobody in Australia delivering that. There has been discussions regarding that for some years, but it doesn't get off the ground. There are colleges that have started in the past to deliver programs, and then they've closed the program down. So that we have a stop-start. This is from my observations. One of the positive things about the curriculum is that the government accredits the program, but it is tied to industry. So in the competency-based system, everything is done in consultation with industry. So as Ayurveda Village, we are industry. And so the government would ask for a group of a committee to come together to review the training package and to say, well, what is it that we need to improve and make better as we go along? So what is it that industry need to be able to provide better service? So that's the education part in Australia where we're at. And there would be less than a handful of organisations in Australia that actually deliver those programs. But I have observed in the last 5 years that the graduates of the programs we have been providing and other organisations in Australia are opening their own clinics. The clinics are small. They either have partnerships with other graduates, and the name of Ayurveda is growing and the interest is growing. So we're at a time where I think that we can look to expand, but with caution. And I say with caution because the integrated therapies aren't accepted by the medical profession in a way that we would like them to be. But we are hopeful that when we work with the medical profession in a way that doesn't undermine them, that we can actually provide some growth in this area. Some of the challenges that we have are medicines. We can't import medicines, some medicines because of the heavy metal content, and there's been some issues about that in Australia in recent weeks. The certified organic herbs is a big thing in Australia. So certified organic is the preference, and people ask, where is this from? Is it certified organic? Some of the other challenges we have is we don't have enough qualified educators to teach Ayurveda. And one of the reasons for that is, in order to teach Ayurveda in Australia, they have to have what we call a qualification called TAE. They have to learn how to teach and assess competency-based training. So we have some wonderful Indian doctors from India, but then they have to learn the Australian system, and the program is quite different to what they have done in India. Some of the achievements that we've had is, as I've said, is that the students have opened their own clinics, and more people are experiencing Ayurveda. So we feel that with the support, I mean, I listened to the presentations from Europe, and I think you are so much more advanced in so many ways. Australia's standards are very strict. As one example is Ayurveda Village is a 9-acre property in the Adelaide Hills that we have started to develop, and it's taken us 4.5 years to get permission to expand the accommodation area. on that property. It's taken 4.5 years, and we think we're nearly there, but it's hard. So if I can just be brief and say that in Australia, I think that we work slowly and steadily, and with the standards that the Australian government has set, I think it's a strong foundation on which to build for the Bachelor of Ayurveda, where I believe that when that occurs, society as well as the medical profession will take it more seriously. Assistance with the curriculum for the Bachelor. It has been a dream of mine for some years that we are able to have, as others have said today, an international curriculum, to be able to align it to the Bachelor in India, to have an international curriculum that is consistent and systematic across all countries as much as possible would be absolutely amazing. And I think it's something that it is worthwhile pursuing, because there are so many different branches and so many different theories that we come across. But essentially, the beautiful principles of Ayurveda, we know and we can see are so needed today. A lot in the mental health area and spirituality. These are the two areas that we have observed that people are searching answers for. Ayurveda has much to offer it. The other area of support is a work placement for students that are supervised, and it is affordable for our students. So Ayurveda can be expensive for people to learn. And so for us to have support in India for placement, for their work placement, for them to experience a true authentic setting, to experience some of the history, because many of our students come with such passion and such a strong desire to learn and to be able to impart that knowledge to others. And there are some gaps here because we don't have places. The challenge here is that I traveled to different places around Australia asking doctors with their clinics, would they take our students? And they were reluctant to do that, mainly because they were busy. They didn't have a lot of people. I always say that India is people rich and Australia is people poor. We don't have enough people to do all the things that we need them to do. So an experience of work placement in India would be of great value. And of course, government cooperation, which we have started in several ways to engage in dialogue with our governments for the curriculum to be shared and to be consistent and to have mentorship. And I think they are the areas that we in Australia would greatly appreciate. So that's my presentation in a nutshell. And I think that there is great promise in Australia. We're slow and the standards are very high, and they include many elements that assist us to become successful in the application of Ayurveda and to become recognized and respected professionals in the field. So I thank you very much for including Australia in the presentations today. And I've been very, very interested in listening to everyone. And I would love to learn more and grow with, I'd certainly like to be like Italy. Thank you.